1 foot touch under the table, and the CEO's son loses his mind. He whispered a promise in my ear that made me forget how to breathe, and now the meeting is over, and we're finally alone. POVYN. If this meeting were a person, I would punch it in the throat. We are currently on hour 3. Chairman Chun, our CEO, and the man who signs my paychecks is droning on about brand synergy and the font size for the Q3 pitch deck. I am zoning out. My soul has already left the building to go get an iced latte, but my body is stuck here in this glass box of boredom. Sitting to the chairman's right is his son, Chun Jungkook. Technically, he's the director of strategic planning, but we all know the truth. He's the crown prince. He's the heir. He's just waiting for his dad to retire so he can take over the whole empire. And right now he looks annoying. And by annoying, I mean he looks devastatingly expensive. He's wearing a charcoal suit that probably costs more than every employee's salary. His hair is pushed back, exposing his forehead, and he's spinning a fancy Mont-Blanc pen between his tatted fingers. He does it with this casual smoothness that is frankly disrespectful to my sanity. He catches me staring. A smirk pulls at the corner of his mouth. That little bunny twitch that usually means he's about to ruin my peace. He taps his tablet screen. I think we should go with the bolder option, Jungkook says, cutting off his father mid-sentence. His voice drops low, sounding like dark chocolate and bad decisions. It demands attention. It dominates the space. Don't you agree, Wine? He emphasizes the word dominates. He looks right at me. He knows exactly what he's doing. My stomach does a little flip. Butterflies? No, that's just panic. I straighten my posture. I'm not going to let the prince outplay me. Actually, Director Chun, I say, my voice sweet but sharp. I think dominating is a bit mid. It screams. I'm trying too hard. Subtlety is much more effective. It lingers. It gets under your skin without you even realizing it. The room goes quiet. The chairman looks between his son and me, looking confused, like he's watching a tennis match played with grenades. Jungkook's eyes darken. Got him. I decide to take a risk. A big one. Why? Because I'm bored and I have 0 survival instincts. And maybe I'm prone to punishment. To the cover of the heavy meeting table, I slide my heel out of my shoe. I extend my leg slowly, inching forward until my toes brush against the fabric of his trousers, right at his calf. Thought I see his jaw tighten. The pen stops spinning. Subtlety can be easily ignored, Jungkook counters. He leans forward, his eyes locked on mine, burning with something that feels a lot like hunger. Sometimes you need to grab someone by the collar to make them listen. I press my foot harder against his leg, dragging it slowly upward toward his knee and move more above. The friction is electric. My heart is pounding so hard against my ribs. I'm scared everyone can hear it. Only if you're desperate for validation, I shoot back, keeping my face innocent. The air in the room is suddenly thick. It's hard to breathe. I am playing with fire, and the fire is wearing a Rolex. Pavev, Jungkook, she's going to be the death of me. I am trying to be professional. I am trying to prove to my father that I'm ready to take over this company. But Wang is currently using her foot to remind me that she is a chaotic menace. She looks so innocent. She's literally holding a highlighter and nodding at my dad like a model employee, while her toes are wreaking havoc on my self-control. I shift in my seat, trying to hide my reaction, and if my father looks under the table, I'm dead. If I react, I lose. She knows it too. Look at her eyes sparkling with mischief. Does she think I have iron willpower? Does she think I'm a saint? Because I'm not. I'm about 5 seconds away from flipping this table. Let's take a 10-minute break, my father says, finally standing up and rubbing his temples. My brain is fried. The room erupts into the sound of chairs scraping and people rushing for the door. Wyan stands up immediately. She smooths down her pencil skirt, looking entirely too proud of herself. She thinks she won this round. She thinks she can just provoke me, get me all worked up, and walk away to the break room for a snack. Cute. I wait for my father to leave the room first. Then I stand up. I intercept her before she can reach the door. I catch her arm gentle, but firm enough to make her stop and steer her into the small, empty corridor behind the supply closet. I back her up until she hits the wall. I step in close, blocking her escape. Her eyes go wide. The cool girl mask slips, replaced by a flush of genuine nerves. I can smell her perfume vanilla and something floral. It makes my head spin. I lean down, bringing my lips right next to her ear. I can feel the heat radiating off her skin. I drop my voice to a rough whisper just for her. Keep playing that game, YN, I murmur. But remember one thing. What? She breathes out, her voice shaky. You think you're safe because my father is in the room, I whisper, letting my breath ghost over her neck. But when this meeting ends and when I get you alone later, I'm going to make sure you can't speak, let alone argue. I pull back just enough to look at her face. Her pupils are blown wide. She looks breathless, stunned, and absolutely beautiful. You want to see dominating? I asked, staring at her lips. Just wait. I check my watch and button my jacket. Stepping back into my professional persona. Meeting in 5, I say with a wink. Don't be late. I walk away, leaving her standing there, looking like her entire system just crashed. POV, YN. I'm currently rebooting. I stand in the hallway for a solid 45 seconds, staring at a potted fern like it holds the secrets of the universe. My heart is beating so hard I'm pretty sure my Apple Watch thinks I'm running from the police. I'm gonna make sure you can't speak. Who says that? Who says that in a corporate building with fluorescent lighting and a whiteboard that says Q3 synergies? I smooth down my skirt, take a deep breath that does absolutely nothing to calm my nervous system, and march back into the meeting room. I will not let him win. I am a strong, independent corporate baddie who runs on iced coffee and spite. I sit down. Jungkook is already there. He's sitting next to his father, the chairman, looking completely bored. He's back to tapping on his tablet, acting like he didn't just pin me against a wall 10 minutes ago. The meeting restarts. The VP of sales is talking about low-hanging fruit, but all I can hear is the blood rushing in my ears. I try to reach for my water bottle, but my hand is shaking just a tiny bit. Ding. My laptop screen lights up with a Slack notification. From Jungkook, your hand is shaking. I almost choke. I look up at him. He is looking dead ahead at the presentation, face completely neutral. Like he didn't just digitally perceive me. I type back, furious. Me, hold on, too much caffeine. Don't flatter yourself. From Jungkook. Liar, keep your eyes on the screen. Why are you distracting me? Me, I'm literally sitting still. From Jungkook, exactly. It's the anticipation. You're wondering when I'm going to make good on my promise. My face burns with the heat of 1,000 suns. I hate him. I want to kill him. I want to marry him. I hate him again. So many hormonal phases. She looks like she's about to combust. It's adorable. Usually, YN is the queen of the poker face. She navigates chaos with a terrifying level of competence. But right now, she's a mess. She's checking the clock on the wall every 30 seconds. She's chewing on her bottom lip, a habit she needs to stop immediately if she wants me to maintain my sanity until 5 p.m. I'm enjoying the torment, but I'm suffering too. Every time she shifts in her chair, the scent of her perfume, something vanilla and dangerous, wafts over to me. It's driving me insane. I haven't heard a single word the VP has said in the last 20 minutes. I'm down bad. Historically down bad. I check the time. 4:58 p.m. All right, my father says, closing his heavy leather folder. I think that's enough for today. Good work, team. Enjoy your weekend. Everyone starts moving. The sound of laptops closing and chairs moving fills the room. People are laughing, talking about where they're going for dinner. YN is the fastest. She is the first one up. She packs her bag with military precision, desperate to escape. She thinks if she leaves the room, she leaves the threat behind. Not a chance. Director Chun, one of the managers, says, trying to catch my attention. Do you have a moment to talk about the budget? Not now, I say, my eyes fixed on the back of YN's head. Send me an email. I stay seated. YN hesitates at the door. The last person, Gary from accounting, walks out. The room is empty, just us. She's about to leave. YN. I call out, my voice low. She freezes. She turns slowly. Yes, Director Chun. I stand up slowly. I unbutton my suit jacket and toss it onto the chair. I loosen my tie, lock the door. I say, Pov, YN, click. The sound of the lock turning echoes in the silent room. I lean back against the heavy wooden door, my heart hammering and drumming against my ribs. I am legally an adult. I pay taxes. I have a 401k, but right now I feel like a teenager about to break every rule in the handbook. Jungkook is standing at the head of the table. He isn't looking at me yet. He's taking his time. He rolls up his sleeves, exposing his forearms, which, frankly, should be illegal in a workplace environment because looking at them makes my brain short circuits. Look at those veins and tattoos, it's illegal, and so damn mouth-watering and... You actually listened, he says, finally looking up. His eyes are dark, heavy with intent. I'm an excellent employee, I manage to say, though my voice is a little breathless. I follow instructions. Is that so? He starts walking toward me. He doesn't rush. He moves with the predatory grace of a man who knows exactly what he wants and exactly how he's going to get it. I try to hold my ground. I try to channel my inner calmness. But when he stops just inches in front of me, smelling like expensive cologne and danger, my resolve crumbles into dust. You were very brave during the meeting. YN? He murmurs, placing one hand on the door right next to my head. He traps me. Dragging your foot at my leg while I was trying to explain quarterly projections? That was bold. I swallow hard. I look up at him, meeting his gaze. I was just testing your focus, sir. And? He asks, his voice dropping to a rough whisper that sends shivers down my spine. How did I do? You seemed distracted. Jungkook lets out a low, dark chuckle. Distracted doesn't even begin to cover it. Suddenly, his hand moves. He grabs my waist firm, possessive, and in one fluid motion, he walks me backward until my hips bump against the conference table. He lifts me up, setting me right on top of the Q3 strategy paperwork. Hey, I gasp, gripping his shoulders for balance. The spreadsheets. Forget the spreadsheets, he growls. He steps, eliminating the space between us. His hands rest on my thighs, his thumbs brushing the skin just above my knee, exactly where I touched him earlier. The butterflies in my stomach have turned into a full-blown hurricane. You said dominating was outdated, he whispers, tilting his head so his nose brushes against mine. You said subtlety was better. Just a tease. A soft, lingering pressure that makes my toes curl. I changed my mind, I whisper, my hands finding their way into his hair, messing up his perfect styling. I think I was wrong. Good girl. It's desperate and hot and tastes like coffee and mint. My hands grip his tie, pulling him closer, needing more friction, more heat. For a moment, the office disappears, and the way he makes me feel like I'm the only person in the world who matters. POV Jungkook. I've wanted to do this for months. Better than closing $1 million deal. It's electric. She tastes sweet and sharp, matching the attitude she throws at me every day. I could stay here forever. I could keep her on this table until security comes to kick us out. I pull back, just an inch, breathing hard. Her lipstick is smudged. Her hair is a mess. And the sight of it makes my chest swell with something that feels suspiciously like love. So, she breathes, tracing the line of my jaw with her thumb. Does this count as overtime? I laugh, resting my forehead against hers. I'll approve the hours. Don't worry. I smooth her hair back, my thumb stroking her cheekbone. The fire is still there, burning hot, but now there's a softness too, a quiet understanding. Why, N? I say, my voice serious now. Yeah? If you ever provoke me in a meeting like that again, I pause, grinning as I steal one more quick kiss. We're not going to make it to the conference room. I'll just carry you out of the building over my shoulder. She laughs bright and clear. She hops off the table, her heels clicking on the floor. She straightens her skirt, trying to regain her professional composure, but her cheeks are still flushed pink. Noted, Director Chen, she says, grabbing her bag. She shoots me a look over her shoulder, playful, challenging, and infinitely beautiful. But no promises. I kind of like seeing you sweat. I grab my jacket and follow her to the door. I reach past her to unlock it, my chest brushing against her back. Let's go, I whisper into her ear. I'm driving you home. We have a lot more strategy to discuss. She suppresses a smile and walks out into the hallway. I follow her, buttoning my jacket, already planning exactly how I'm going to make her smile like that again tomorrow.